ever felt like you're doing everything to drive more sales and to increase revenue for a business, but you don't have that result as any man could have? It's not what you need to do, because if you act like a man, you do not get the same results. If you leverage your female power, you can close more deals, you can just skyrocket your sales and drive growth for your business. And today at this episode, I'm with my great friend and sales expert, Jessie.
Yeah, nice to be here. I experienced the same thing, what you just mentioned. I've seen it everywhere, like women try to adapt to male energy and it's not working. They should just rather stick to their energy and then they become even better sellers. So happy to share more.
Yeah, so this video, you will learn what you have actually leveraged as a woman, what you have used as a tactics in your sales actually to drive growth, and how you actually can make it so easily, because you don't need to pretend to be a man, to be someone. You will be yourself.
Let me tell you one thing. Women are the better sellers because they know what your product cannot do, which is very crucial in sales. As a behavioral economist, we learn a lot of facts about the human behavior. Testosterone is highly causatively correlated with overconfidence. When you're overconfident, you sell everything in a sales call. But that's not what you want to do, because you want to be very specific in what your product can do, but also what your product cannot do. And exactly this transparency is something that you just really can convince buyers to buy your product. So imagine you have like a prospect that you're trying to sell your AI product to. AI is a very risky business, and AI cannot solve for everything. Women sellers, they tend to be very clear on what can the AI do, what can the AI not do. Meanwhile, when you're very overconfident, you're trying to sell everything and nothing, which confuses the buyer. So in your next sales call, just make sure you're very specific on what your product can do and what your product cannot do. And you will see it produces magic, because people start trusting you. They will be less confused, there will be less chaos, and they are more likely to buy from you.
Yes, and I think that the second point is that we have very high level of empathy. And really what I experienced in my sales calls, that once I really show that I have empathy, I understand the problem of the person, and I really can relate and correlate and feel it and be empathetic about that, they start to trust me more. They start to trust me faster. And what I also noticed, they just like start to be relaxed on the call. And once the person is relaxed next to you, they are willing to listen to you more, like they are willing to share with you more. And this is key things about sales. Once they share something, right, you can convert them into like the selling point. For
Absolutely.
example, if I'm relaxed, I'm sharing like with you, Jessie, I'm so tired about some t-shirts, which is really have this color, which then if I put in the lingerie, it starts to be everything like this color. And then your selling point about the t-shirt, which you would like to sell me, would be like, okay, we have such a unique technology of bringing the color to our clothes that will never affect any other clothes, right?
I love that, yes.
So this is like, for me, was mind-blowing, because really we have to use it, yes? And it's so natural for us to be empathetic. We don't need to play. It's just like how we are.
Yes. No, that's really a good point. Let me add to that. So the empathy is a very key point. I think the women are there for the long game. So what we know, for example, also from science, is that women are more risk averse. That means they have a longer planning horizon. And with that longer planning horizon, you really deliver the outcomes. People know what to expect. So for example, with longer outcomes or a longer perspective, you need a better strategy. So as women, we are really good in, not kind of going left and right, forwards, backwards, but we really sit down and think like, okay, what are my next best customers that I want to sell to, and really lean onto that.
And that's your product.
Absolutely. And that's why I always say the future of sales is not alpha male. It's also not alpha female. It's really like having an alpha strategy, meaning what is your edge? What is your unique selling point that you want to bet on that other customers will appreciate about you? And as women are way better to determine that and to figure this out.
Yeah, that's really crucial, because especially in B2B sales, once you're selling something on high tickets, right, you have to be very precise about who is your ideal customer profile. Just put the efforts only on those people. And later we'll share with you the graph, like how to identify on who you really need to pay attention more and do not spend money on other things. Third point is that besides of empathy, we also can be a better storyteller. So we can involve in the conversation, do not like pitch like a man. I have my pitch, I come with this alpha energy and you will listen to me now, right? Not this energy. We can really involve the person into the conversation. I've seen you many times at many conferences and I was just impressed how she does it, It's all the time. She's just like, have this amazing conversation. And I was like, Jessie, what was the talk about? And she was never about the product. It's always about like something else. It's about some storytelling. It's about the conversation. But then people like start to like you because they already found in this storytelling and conversation some common grounds, right? So it's also how you connect much faster, much deeper with your potential customer.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That's what clicks them. And then that's why they want to buy from you, not from another person, even if your product is slightly weaker, or even if your product is completely the same as another person's product, right? But just because they like you as a personality, they are willing to buy from you with a higher chances. So I think like this is the 4 points for like why women are better in sales, and you have leveraged that. But let's right now like very briefly cover another topic which you brought today. Is about this chart, how to focus on really high value customers with a high intent. You can see right now on this screen low intent and high intent, and also a low
value customer and high value
and high value customers. Can you explain about this approach? And I know that there is like intersection of marketing and sales, like my expertise and your expertise.
Yes.
And where is that like line?
I think we all need always good marketing, right? But then eventually, if you have products where sales is needed, then marketing and sales have to collaborate. So I always say like, when you see this chart, you have to really know who are your high value prospects, high value customers. Like you have to know the characteristics. So to go back to your t-shirt company, right now, it's like finding the woman between this and this age that love nice clothes and wash clothes often. Maybe they do a lot of sports. They have to wash a lot, but they also they want to wash maybe colors and whites together. So you have to find this group and you have to pre-qualify this group. And then you just focus on that group. So this is like your high value customer. In B2B sales, it would be, I'm having like an AI product. I really work well with companies that raised a Series A round, that have an AI product themselves, that need to find like their best customers and so on. So you really have to lean on to like what are the firmographics, the demographics, the technographics, the psychographics of each customer, and really lean onto your set. If something is high value, you can put money at it. And that's where the marketing comes in. If it's something high value and low intent, then we need marketing and you can share more. If it's high value and high intent, okay, marketing did a good job, right? Let's put it to sales. But if it's low value, I don't know, like probably don't waste any marketing money on it. What's your opinion?
Yeah, so I think like if it's in this left low corner, then you have just to delete these type of people from your efforts. Do not spend neither marketing, neither sales budget on them because it's just not your ideal customer profile. But if you have low intent, but still high value, high ticket customer, for example, they really can buy it. But now they just do not know enough about your product maybe, or they just not aware that it really can help them in some way, or they just don't know that it exists. Especially I see it for AI companies. Sometimes people don't get that AI can do so much for them, right? They think that, okay, AI just stops at the ChatGPT point. That's it. But it's not. So in this case, you really have to double down on marketing. We help to do companies to first generate your go-to-market strategy and then also to execute on that. And plus, we have a product which help you to launch any advertising campaigns across Google Ads to really be focused on those people who maybe will be buyer in the future. And then there is another type of ideal customer profile. If they have high intent, but they are low value customers, so you don't know like if they will buy, or maybe they will buy some like small product from you, like the cheapest one and so on, or they still are not buying anything, then you can nurture them. You can add like email campaigns. You can spend something what is really cheap for you. It's not like when you spend money on paid ads for some specific target of the people, or when you have some event, right, for them, where you really spend a lot of money. But something what is cheap for you, like if you're shipping the content or if you're sending emails, that's the thing what we mean in this category. But if marketing works well, then of course it's a direct path to sales, and that people really close very fast, and you have leverage your female power in that.
Exactly, and that's the 3 points that we covered. No, but I really like how marketing can be super helpful here to drive a prospect from low intent to high intent, right? But you really need to know if this low intent prospect is worth your money, worth your time, worth your energy, because you have to bring your best self and, market to them.
Yes, you were right, because I think that females, they are just operating based on energy, not aggressiveness, but just like this energy that you have to be fulfilled. And in order to be fulfilled, you don't need to kind of spray and pray your efforts around everything, right? You have to be strategic and focused, because then you can really deliver like high value marketing campaigns. You can deliver high value, very high rate of close rates during your sales calls. And I think this is the power which we need to adopt and have it.
And accept. I think
and accept, because we already have it. So yeah, it was a great conversation. Thank you so much, Jessie, for your experience and for such amazing points, which I hope that every woman will use.